Hey guys, so I wanted to make a video today and talk about the importance of patient rapport and the value of listening to our patients and compassionately empathizing with them, and the way that that has a positive effect on them, and the way that that helps them in their health ultimately long term. So I wanted to share this, and I wanted to give a practical example of what this looks like from a patient that I just actually saw today. And in James 1:19, James tells us to be quick to listen. It says, be slow to speak and slow to become angry. And I think this applies to the healthcare setting. We should be listening to our patients. It's really easy to just hear things, hear the background, see the background of the patient, and just jump to conclusions and want to bypass just listening to them and what they're experiencing. And this is really important in making the correct diagnosis, but also from a spiritual level, like with these calls for us to be quick to listen, it also helps patient build rapport with us and let them know how we do truly care for them. And I also wanted to share in Colossians chapter 3, verse 12, Paul says that we as believers should clothe ourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And so with these two calls in the New Testament, I wanted to share like a practical example of what that looks like. And I also wanted to share this because I hear patients say a lot of times how they experience medical providers that they just don't listen to me. They don't even care. They just walk in and they say, oh, here's what we're doing. See you in a week or see you in a month. And so that's like an example of the provider who just does not listen at all to the patients. And I wanted to share this example from the patient today that I had seen recently. They established care with me, and that door was open to have spiritual conversations. And we talked about that some, but the patient then recently, after our evaluation, experienced a major health incident. And when he was hospitalized, he experienced this people not listening to him. And so when he saw me today, he was like, you were the only one who listened to me, and you were trying to do what was right for me. And so it was just encouraging for me to hear that from a patient, that was his experience for me, was I was the one who listened, and I was thankful to be that person. And I also was able to share with him the gospel message again a second time after our previous initial encounter. I was also able to share this with him again. And I think that the fact that I listen to him and care for him, which I truly do, this made a difference in my way of sharing the gospel with him, that he trusts me, and not only trusts me with his medical care, but it would also be likely that he would trust me in this spiritual area that we had been talking about. So I thought that was really cool. I was really feeling good about that today and encouraged about that today, and I wanted to just share that experience with you guys. And if you're a healthcare provider, just challenge you to be one who is listening to your patients and taking the time to make sure that they know they are heard by you, and the way that this influences their trust for you and your impact that you can have for them in important matters such as like spirituality and their health in general. So let me know what you think about this, guys. I don't want to share ever any specific patient identifying information in these videos. So I just wanted to share a generalized example of something that happened, and hopefully this is something that you can take and use as an example to refer to of how this can look for you. Or if you're like a patient, the idea that health providers do a lot of times care about you. And it also can be really difficult at times because we're packed in to do so much in such a small amount of time that sometimes providers might not be looking like they're listening to you, and that can be difficult. So it's a balance of trying to do everything we can in such a short amount of time, but we really do have to prioritize listening and understanding what our patients are experiencing.